Hey there, welcome back. I hope you are doing well. It is almost the end of May and I've got a couple things on my mind before I get out on the trail to hike in just a couple of weeks. So first of all, tomorrow is National Trail Day, and if you haven't heard of that, it's a once-a-year event. It's always the first Saturday in June, and it's a day that's really dedicated to appreciation of all the trails and outdoor spaces that we have available to us as hikers, and not just hikers, bird watchers, bikers, anybody who uses the National Trail system. There's a lot of background noise. I hope that's not too loud. Anyway, so you'll find tomorrow, Saturday, June 1st in 2019, that there will be all kinds of events for hikers at local trails, community trails, national trails, state parks, you name it. You can go out and find some people who are doing trail maintenance, educating other people about hiking and how to use the trails, leave no trace, things like that. I will actually be working with REI on a community service project at a local trail. My friends at the Georgia Appalachian Trail Club, of which I'm a member, will be up at Vogel State Park in Georgia doing some work there and educating people who are visiting the park about the trails. So I think it's a great thing. It's nice to be able to celebrate the trails at least once a year. I prefer to celebrate them every time I go out, but it's nice to have a day dedicated just to national trails. And if you get a chance to get out, do drop a comment down below and let me know what you decided to do to celebrate National Trails Day. Now, the second thing on my mind is ticks. And they are tiny little buggers, and actually the little itty teeny tiny ones that you can barely see are more dangerous than some of the bigger ticks that you might see just because of their propensity to carry disease. But we want to make sure that we don't get Lyme disease as we go out and hike. Me and you and anybody else who's hiking doesn't want to mess with that. It's bad news. So anyway, one of the things that I do is put Permethrin on my clothes, and this is a product from Sawyer, but there are other companies that make it. Permethrin is a chemical that's actually derived from the type of chemical that you could also find in chrysanthemums. I believe that's where it was originally derived from, but I think they probably make it synthetically now. And it is a great repellent for ticks, but a couple things to be aware of before you spray your clothes. Number one is that this can be dangerous for pets, particularly cats. They don't have apparently the mechanism in their body to synthesize or metabolize the permethrin, so in high doses it can make them sick. Just treating your clothes and letting them dry should not be a problem for your cat, but I've got two cats who I love dearly, so I've got the windows closed to make sure that no permethrin floats into the house over the air. But I have treated in the past, and once my clothes are dry, it's supposed to be safe for animals, and we have not had any problems with that. So just a caveat, if you are going to treat your clothes, to be careful where you do it and make sure that maybe your pets are not around, just so that they don't get exposed to the wet form of the permethrin. Now, if you're anxious about treating your clothes yourself, you can send them off to a company called Insect Shield. They have different packages for pricing for doing your clothes based on number of pieces, and you send it to them, and they use some kind of a soaking mechanism, I believe, to treat the clothes. I have not tried that. I've heard it works very well, and one difference between that and using a spray like this is that it does last longer. What I did on the trail last year was I sprayed my clothes before I left, and then probably about every 2 months when I was in a hostel, I would go ahead and spray them again. The permethrin lasts probably roughly 6 washes or so, so if you're doing your clothes every week as a thru hiker, then every 6 to 8 weeks would definitely be time to go ahead and do permethrin. Now, it says right on the package that you can use this on tents. I do not put this on my tent because I checked with Nemo, the manufacturer of my tent, and they said that it could potentially cause problems with waterproofing. So I don't use it on my tent, but I do use it on my clothes. And as you're spraying your clothes, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to spread it out here on the deck, but as you're treating your clothes, you treat the outside. You do not need to flip them over and treat the inside layers. Just treat the outside of your clothes, and you don't need to do your undergarments. You only need to treat the things that are out on the outside, because if a tick lands on you, crawls on you from brushing against some greenery or something like that, it's going to repel, and they're going to pick off, or they're going to jump off. And I did not have really any problems at all with ticks last year. I did find a couple on the outside of my tent that I was able to take off, and probably 2, maybe 3 times while I was hiking, I looked down and saw one that had just landed on my leg or on my shirt, and I just got rid of it. But doing tick checks at night is a great habit to get into, to make sure that there's none that have crawled on you when you weren't paying attention. And I did that, did not find ticks, but I knew plenty of other hikers that did. So just make that habit as well, to make sure that you get them off as quickly as possible, ideally in the first 24 hours before they can really attach. I'm not going to go into details on how to do that, but I did want to just share with you the precautions that I'm taking to make sure that I'm as protected as possible on the trail. I have laid out all the clothes that I plan to both carry and wear on my upcoming hike. You may have some questions about a couple of them, like, well, why do I need a fleece, or why do I need long pants? But it can get kind of cool at night, and I prefer to stay comfortable. So the black leggings are my sleep leggings. They're just kind of like long underwear, and they're very lightweight and comfortable in wide ranges of temperatures, as is the lightweight purple top there. I am thinking that I might not carry the leggings. These are my Columbia hiking leggings, but I do like them a lot, and I wear them to hike a lot, so I might as well go ahead and treat them now. The fleece I tend to sleep in if it's cool. I've got one pair of hiking socks, the yellow ones there, and 2 pairs of liners, so that I always have a dry pair of liners if I am getting soaking wet day after day after day. Sometimes it's nice to just put on dry liners. And then those are my sleep socks there. That's a new pair of Smart Wools that are pretty lightweight. Last year I hiked in this green t-shirt and the shorts a lot of the time, and also this tank. I can sleep in the tank, I can sleep in the shorts if I'd like to, if it's too hot for the leggings. And then I'm also, instead of taking the camp dress that I had last year that I picked up at Woods Hole Hostel, I am going to bring this Columbia dress. It's a little bit lighter. It's got the added advantage of a couple of pockets, which are nice, and it's a little bit on the long side, but I'm going to go ahead and just maybe make it a little shorter. But anyway, that's what I'm taking on my hike, so I'm going to go ahead and spray these things and then let them dry and flip them over and spray the other side. You don't want to breathe this in, so you may want to wear a bandana or something over your face, and you also probably don't want to do it in an area that's windy because it's just going to spray all around instead of getting on your clothes. So be mindful of that when you plan your project to spray your clothes. All right, that's all there is to it. Layer 1 is done. As I said, I'm going to go ahead and let it dry for a couple hours, and then I'll come back, flip them over, and do the other side. That bottle of Permethrin that I use is a 9-ounce aerosol can. It does come in a pump version, which is a little bit more earth friendly. And you can also buy it in concentrate if you do want to soak your own clothes. But honestly, if I wanted to go to that level of detail, I'd probably just go ahead and send my clothes to Insect Shield. The 9-ounce spray bottle is perfect for the amount of clothes that I have. It's actually a little bit extra, so I could probably do some touch-ups. And it's also fairly easy to find on the trail. They carry it at Walmart, and it typically runs anywhere from $5 to $7 at the low end to maybe $12 to $14 for a larger bottle, depending on where you pick it up. You can get it at REI, you can get it at Walmart. There's several different places where you can shop for Permethrin, as well as on Amazon. And I'll go ahead and put a couple links down in the description in case you need to pick some up. But that's pretty much it, and I would highly encourage you to give it a shot to make sure that you're protected from ticks, because I would hate to hear from any of you that you contracted Lyme disease, and yeah, don't want that to happen. So anyway, stay safe out there, and if you have not subscribed to my channel already, please go ahead and click that subscribe button down below, as well as the bell to get notified whenever I post new videos, which is every Friday. I will be back on the trail in a couple weeks, so I can't wait to bring you videos from the AT, and I look forward to seeing you here again next time. Take care.